Have you ever looked into a woman's eyes and felt like she was reading your mind? Not guessing, not assuming, but knowing with eerie precision what you were feeling, even if you hadn't said a word. There's something mysterious about the way a woman thinks. It's not just emotional, it's not just instinct. It's deeper, older, and far more powerful than most realize. Science has tried to explain it. Psychologists have studied it for decades. But still, there are things that can't be measured, only felt, because the female mind isn't built like a man's. It's wired for survival, connection, intuition. From the moment she's born, a girl's brain begins developing in ways that are subtly, yet significantly different. She starts to pick up on facial expressions faster. She cries not just out of need, but out of empathy. She senses tone. She hears tension. She knows when something's wrong, even if no one else does. And by the time she's grown, that intuition becomes second nature. Not magic, not mystery, but a sharpened sixth sense, honed by thousands of years of evolution. Long ago, while men hunted, women built emotional safety. They raised children, read danger in the dark, kept families together with nothing but patience and presence. It wasn't weakness, it was power, silent, strong, and often underestimated. That's why when a woman says, "I feel it," she's probably not imagining things. She's remembering patterns stored in her brain and body faster than logic can catch up. Even her brain is designed for complexity. Neuroscience reveals that a woman's brain has stronger connections between hemispheres. She doesn't separate logic and emotion. She uses both at the same time. She remembers how something made her feel, the exact words, the tone, the moment. It lives in her. Not because she's too sensitive, but because her memory is wired to protect, to prepare, and to respond. And then there's love. When a woman loves, she doesn't just give attention. She gives energy, time, safety. Oxytocin floods her system, bonding her deeply, emotionally, physically. So when that bond breaks, when trust is betrayed, she doesn't just feel sad. Her brain registers it like physical pain. Science confirms it. Emotional betrayal to a woman activates the same brain regions as actual injury. That's why heartbreak hits so hard, because her mind doesn't just mourn, it bleeds. Yet despite this depth, women survive. Again and again. They rise after trauma. They adapt to pain. They navigate judgment, pressure, expectations, all while carrying invisible battles no one ever sees. In fact, studies show women often handle long-term stress better, not because they're emotionless, but because they feel and process instead of suppressing. That's strength. That's endurance. They cry, but they keep going. They break, but they rebuild. They lose, but they never forget who they are. And here's the part no one tells you. A woman's silence isn't always emptiness. Sometimes it's protection. Sometimes it's observation. Sometimes it's her final warning. The psychology of women is not something to decode. It's something to respect, because every thought, every reaction, every unspoken word comes from a mind designed not just to survive, but to feel deeply and still stand tall. So next time you think she's overthinking, pause. What you call too much might just be her superpower. She's not too emotional. She's finely tuned. She's not fragile. She's fierce, with layers the world has barely begun to understand. And maybe that's what makes her so unforgettable. If this opened your eyes, hit the like button. Share this with someone who's never been truly seen. And subscribe, because we're just getting started.